And welcome back to another episode of the Truth and Transparency Podcast with your host, Brother X, and
Cultured Scientist.
I know, listeners, it's been a long time. I had to go on a very journey. The reason why we were really on break was because I had to go find the culture scientist. She went to go get the 7 Infinity Stones of crab legs and cotton candy, which she successfully done. She saved the multiverse. Isn't that right, culture scientist?
Uh-huh.
That's exactly right. And no one can tell me otherwise. And here on the Truth and Transparency Podcast, we talk openly and honestly about why people can't get right in 24 and a whole multitude of different things. And yes, listeners, we're back. We've had some time. Mr. Smith was getting flued out to the West Coast and the East Coast. So yeah.
Wow.
Anything you got to say about that, Mr. Smith?
How do you know he wanted the whole world to know that?
How you know I'm telling the truth? See, I'd be trying to give him plausible deniability, but you come back in one episode and blow up his spot trying to tell all his business. See, listeners, this is what happens when the culture scientist leaves away. She be forgetting her humble roots. She misses us. Isn't that right?
I want to deny because that's just my automatic nature.
So you did miss us.
I missed you, Mr. Smith.
Wow, that's crazy. That's nasty work on the podcast.
You.
You don't be missing me when I'm away from you?
I do, but I live with you.
Wow, I don't know how I feel.
I see you every day.
I'm going to tell Mrs. Smith about this.
I miss Mrs. Smith too.
And here we go. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and introduce the man of many Coke bottles. He's been working in the Atlanta Coke factory for like 10 years now. Mr. Smith, introduce yourself.
I don't do Coke. I don't even touch the Pepsi. Anywho, it's your favorite Fed, Mr. Smith, also known as the Soundbite Poppy, also known as Mr.
J. Cole. Yeah. Jermaine. Yeah. Cole. Yes.
And I want to thank the listeners for the comments, the plays, subscriptions. Keep feeding us. We'll keep feeding y'all. Number 1, shout out to Chaotic Culture Podcast for always showing us love and support. Number 2, a throwback. If you know, you know. Move, side, move. Milk it, milk it, milk it. Yes, I went there.
You ain't shiznit.
Number 3, I don't remember if we talked about this before, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway. Bad Boys Ride or Die was a fire movie.
Sir.
It had everything that you needed. Martin was by far he was back to his old comedy self, and Will Smith cannot do any wrong with the majority of that movie. Although it's been some time now, I'm sure they can ready to take it off of movie theaters, but I just have to ask, where the hell did that therapist come from that he married? Because I was like, I don't remember you in the third movie at all.
Oh, no. Oh, she was a plot device like a motherfucker. They could have had the same exact movie without it being her being in there.
Yes. But shout out to my nigga, Reggie.
Oh,
15 niggas.
Envy motherfucking P. Like, that nigga can cook on the grill anytime.
All I'm going to say is Semper Fi, do or die, all day, baby.
My nigga, you know this nigga was locked in where he was on the Call of Duty, put the controller down, switched over it, and hit the salute at the end after killing like 20 cats. You knew he was a real nigga.
Oh yeah, that training was real good. Number 4, for my personal gaming life, Marvel, Capcom, Fighting Collection. And when I tell you I am excited because this is me and Brother X and Drewski and others' childhood.
Yes, sir.
All in one spot. There is still a time that I always remember where me, Brother X, Culture Scientist, Sweet Savage, Queen C, I'm missing somebody. I think Tiny Librarian and Brother Dion were all in North Carolina. And me, Brother X, and Dion all went to, was it Barcade?
Boskar, yeah.
That's what they meant? I thought it was something. I thought Boskar was just the bar thing. Okay, cool.
Boskar is a video game arcade / bar.
Oh, okay. I gotta remember what Taz creates. He said something else that we did. But anywho, yeah, we went to Boxcar and I saw Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the cabinet, and I was like, well, yep, I know where I'm going. But yes, this is near and dear to my heart. And considering the fact that the only game that I always was looking for, because I have everything else, was X-Men versus Street Fighter, and that's on here, I'm excited. So I'm looking forward to that. Number 4, it's crazy that if you think about it, for those of you that listen to this podcast, subscribe, post, send it to your friends, all that. We have gone through so much evolution over the course of our lifetime that we remember there was a time where our parents had, let me phrase that, not our parents. Those that had money, because we didn't have it, but those that had that big ass walkie-talkie ass phone,
Ooh.
and was walking around with it like they were homeboy from Paid in Full. Yeah. To go from that to the Nokia brick to the Razors, the Nextel Chirp, the Sidekicks, and the first iPhone. There was a time where we really didn't have internet readily accessible to us wherever we were. You had to be at home where, you would hop on to, if you were of age, MySpace or Black Planet or I'm trying to remember the other one. It was
AOL chat room.
Ooh. Woo! That was some nasty work back then.
Still is. Still is.
Ooh, them AOL chat age, sex, location, them AOL chat rooms was some. But yeah, it's just kind of wild that we've gone through all of those times where the internet took 5 minutes to load a page. Dial up, you sounded like you were in a war zone with all that noise, and folks just was outside with MapQuest directions. It was a good time. So just something that I was thinking about over the course of this break. And then finally, this girl that is famous for going hawk tour.
Bruh.
What?
Yeah.
Listen. Oh, you don't know about hot tour, girl? Mr. Smith, can you explain to the culture scientist who the hot tour girl is?
So there was a girl, you know how they do those street interviews in front of clubs where people have already been drinking and just ask them questions and they give their honest, real answer because they've been intoxicated. Well, this girl, I forgot what the question was, but it was something along the lines of like, do you give head or something like that, or some variation of that. And the woman said, and I quote, yeah, you got to go hot tour on that thing, spit on that thing. And everybody was like, oh, I mean, she's not wrong, but oh,
yeah.
And I'm here to tell y'all that's cool and all, but I like what the other person said. You can have that hot tour. I'd rather be like Pac-Man, where it's like I want.
Hey yo. I mean,
I'm about to say it ain't got shit on Jilly from Philly. Let it be known.
I definitely do not disagree with this.
I'm about to say, you talking about she up in there looking like it's Olive Garden with the salt and pepper grinder.
And she is mesmerized by it. So yeah. But that is all. Back to you, Brother X.
All right. Well, while we get things kicked into a little bit of a higher gear, we're going to first take some time to do our mental health check. For the listeners, for those who have not listened to us in a while, the mental health check is where we take time to talk about where our mentals are at, see where we are mentally, making sure that we're good. So I'm actually going to kick things off this time. Listeners, I would say I'm in a very interesting mental health space. For those who have not known, I teach at a year-round school. And with that, we just started our new school year on Monday at the time of this recording. And we finished our previous school year about a week and a half ago. So I haven't really had a summer break in almost 6 years, but that's beside the point. So I'm facing some new challenges this year. Two of my former teammates are at different schools now. I've almost likened it to the expression, I kind of lost my left and my right arm in a sense, because I worked with these people for 4 years through a pandemic, and there's things that we just knew about each other and we could kind of bounce off each other without really having to say anything. And it's relearning how to kind of do things that I haven't had to do, having to stretch certain muscles I haven't had to stretch in quite some time. So I'm trying to balance that out and balance all the important things that I got going on in my life, like planning for my 1 year anniversary, which still feels crazy to say because it was like yesterday when we had the wedding.
Yeah.
Planning for someone else's wedding, making sure that we can sell off our kidneys to make sure we pay that we get there. Um, Otherwise, just trying to make sure that things are planned for. Obviously, you have the culture scientist's birthday coming up, her birthday month, weekend, year, uh, uh, centennial, who knows? But yeah, just planning for those things, man. You know, and just trying to be a lot of different things and find balance with everything else. I will say that I had a very interesting experience when I went back to Charlotte for my mother's birthday. Had an opportunity to see a lot of some of my dad's old collection of stuff because my dad was really big into Star Trek and he had a lot of collections. We're talking about like old action figures, um, 3D models of different things that went from the show, and it was one of those things that I hadn't fully prepared myself for, but it was one of the things that I kind of had to learn to process my emotions and feelings about the whole situation and seeing those things without really knowing what was up there. Because I had to go into our attic, and I haven't been in our attic in 10 plus years.
I was not helpful.
Yeah, yes, the culture scientist was not helpful at all.
Except for trying to be a loving person.
Bruh.
Yes, but work through that. I'm better on now. I have a few things. I found my old baseball mitt that I had when I was a kid, and I found the baseball that I got when I went to a Charlotte Knights game, which is a story for another day. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm doing pretty well. I'm managing. Culture scientist, how are you doing mentally?
Well, since I've been on here last, a lot has happened. But mentally, I feel like I'm just in a positive headspace. As Brother X mentioned earlier, I am, my birthday is coming up. And I will say I'm always excited about my birthday, but this is the first year that I'm actually like super duper annoyingly excited about my birthday, where I'm trying to plan 1,000 different things. But yeah, that's what I try to do. So it's for me, it's a milestone. So I'm looking forward to that. It's the fun parts of life that I get to focus on. So yeah, and I'm just trying to, think about changes and positive changes and get my life on track. That's about it.
Okay. Mr. Smith, besides the wedding, how are you doing?
Um, taking it day by day. Honestly, I mean, like you said, I traveled to Atlanta and to the West Coast while we were on our break. Atlanta, I got to take Teacher Bay to Louisville, and that was a funny time. Me, her sister, and their cousin, we all went in there, and you will be surprised, Brother X. We got Saturday night entertainment on a Thursday.
Bruh, ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. No way.
It was deep. And it was a lot of soccer players. Like, let me not say that. Soccer fans, because soccer players means them girls was getting money. Not to say that they weren't.
The highest paid.
Yeah, I'm about to say, not to say that they weren't still getting money, but it was just a lot of soccer fans there. But them wings, I don't know what was going on with their wing sizes, but her cousin said it best. Them Tweety Bird ass chicken wings was crazy work. I mean, they were small. They were good though. Don't get me wrong.
Very crispy.
Yeah. Mine was a little bit more wet than I asked for, which was great, but they were just small. Like, we was able to burn through them in about 5-7 minutes. I was like, what the hell?
There's a joke somewhere in there too.
There was. I skated right on past it. I heard as soon as
There's
he
like
said it,
two jokes.
No, I was like, dude, we gonna go ahead and run fast away from that. But yeah, Atlanta was dope. Definitely a lot of good food. Definitely looking to go back at some point once this wedding stuff is over with. And then my first time in Cali was for her best friend's baby shower / birthday / family reunion all on the same weekend. And it was dope. We got to go to San Francisco. San Francisco is weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm expecting, LA type temperatures where it's like 80, 90, 95, 100 degrees, dry heat, sun's just on. And then you go to San Francisco and it's like 71 and windy as hell. And it's like, what the heck? What? Wait, what? We in California at the end of June and it's you need a hoodie. What is happening? But I had to be later explained to that's just San Francisco all the time. But definitely got a chance to tour her. She got to have some of her favorite spots while she was out there, so that was great. And then honestly, the main thing that was just hurting was that flight back. Oh God, that flight back was a big.
That's an extra hour from Vegas. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, which reminds me, on the way there, right? Funny story. On the way to California, our layover was in Denver. We laid over there for maybe about, I want to say an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. They were holding the plane because it was the last flight out of Denver to Sacramento. And we were waiting for everybody on standby to get cleared by those that didn't make the flight or whatever. What we didn't realize was, and I'm so accustomed because I'm so spoiled by this, BWI, where I'm from, their rental car place stays open 24/7. So you can return the car whenever, blah, 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 whatever. Their rental car spots in Sacramento close at midnight. Our flight was supposed to get in at 11. Our flight didn't get in until 11:45.
I'm in danger.
Oh.
When I tell you, they got on the intercom maybe 15 minutes before we landed and said, does anybody have a rental car reservation? And my hand, along with maybe 3 or 4 other people's hands, came up. And they said, so people, before you get up, let these people get off first because the rental car spot's going to close in 15 minutes after we land. So they need to get off and, book it to their reservation. Why did these mofos decide as soon as the plane comes to a stop, I'm going to stand up anyway?
These humans are rude.
Because niggas ain't shit.
I had to go back to my football days in high school. And when I tell you, I pretty much trucked about 3 or 4 different people to get out. Because I did the nice thing first. I said, excuse me. I tried to move as quickly, And then there was a couple of people that just didn't want to move. So lowered my shoulder.
Bitch, get out the way.
Yeah, I lowered my shoulder and I gave him the Derrick Henry treatment mixed with a little bit of Priest Holmes. It was fun. But I ended
Wait, hold on. Did you just say Priest Holmes?
Yeah, I aged
nigga,
myself,
you in your duffel with that one.
But yeah, so we ended up having to sprint in an empty airport to get to the tram, to get to the rental car, to get to the shuttle, to get to the rental car spot. My lovely fiance, we came up with a plan midway through while we were trying to not lose our shit that she was going to go get the bags while I go for the rental car. The person that was next to her, she was like, "Oh, where's your fiance go?" She's like, "Oh, he went to go get the rental car." As they got around the corner, they saw the trans train leave, and they said, "He made it?" My fiance was like, "Yes." She was like, "Damn, he's fast." She said, "Sweetie, that ain't even a half of it. He was just jogging. Let him actually get a sprint on this wrap. He probably would have outran the train if he wanted to." He was like, "Oh, he's fast." I was like, "Yeah, we need to make this car," because our hotel was an hour from the airport. So if we didn't make that car, I don't know what we would have done. But long story short, we made the car. We got there, got the car. The guy made a joke where he was just like, "You won that delayed flight, weren't you?" I said, "Yep." He was like, "Y'all good? Go ahead, pick your car." Got the car, we were out. But overall, good time, good food, and now me and Teacher Bay are back on the workout grind. Shout out to her. She's actually starting with my gym for 5 days a week at 5:30 every morning, and it is whooping her ass. But she's sticking it out, so I'm proud of her. She's definitely a trooper, but she's also understanding now. She's like, "Oh, when people talk about your fitness and what you do, yeah, they don't need to say that no more because I get it now." But that's all there is to it.
Well, I mean, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad that you guys traveled safe and had a good time, man. I just need to know, what are your thoughts on In-N-Out? Did you have any when you were out there?
Oh, yeah, of course. We had In-N-Out, and then one of her favorite hot dog spots is called Wiener Schnitzel. I didn't have the Wiener Schnitzel, but It's like one of her staples. Her, the Wiener Schnitzel, and the West Coast is like me to Waffle House. You must have it at least once before you leave.
I mean, I like Wiener Schnitzel. It's for me, but
Wiener what?
Wiener Schnitzel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just confirming I heard what you said. Why you guys think I have some ill intent behind it?
This is you we're talking about, but go ahead. Go ahead, Coach Scientist.
Sometimes there isn't a hidden motive. Continue, Coach Scientist.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's good. You should have tried it.
I had some of their fries, and their drink was fire, though. I ain't gonna lie. That lemonade slapped. But yeah, we had Wiener Schnitzel. We did have In-N-Out, and yeah, we tore that In-N-Out up though. We was hungry, so we tore that up. Trying to think, was there anything
I don't
else?
care if other people like it or not.
I like In-N-Out. It's just, is it like the best thing since sliced bread?
No, absolutely not.
No, but I eat it.
Fair enough. All right. Speaking of things that we do and don't do, Mr. Smith, you ever been to like a friend get together, or you played a game of King's Cup, and they just have this big cup where you pour all the different things into it? Yeah. So I found this on social media, and I just want to get y'all thoughts on it. Mr. Smith, play the clip.
Hi, my name is Maggie, and we've all learned that I don't trust them, so I'm putting in lemonade. There you go.
Hi, my name's Tyler, and I'm gonna put in Poppy because I feel like Allie's gonna put in a lot of liquor. Try to play it safe.
Hey, I'm Arthur, and I'm putting in lemonade because Allie just got dumped, and I can tell she's trying to go hard tonight. So,
hi, my name is Mark, and I'm going to be putting in some Sprite because I think everybody's putting in liquor.
My name is Mary, and I'm going to put in some OJ because I'm kind of scared of Allie. Hi, it's Allie. It's been a long-ass week, so we're going to do some Everclear. What the f? Oh my god! Holy Everclear!
So, okay.
Yes, give us your thoughts, Coach Scientist.
The only problem with that wasn't, first off, don't ever use Everclear. Just
someone called that shit electrolyte water.
At first I was like, you can tell their age because they're all like, nah, we don't want to get too turned, and we know that everybody's
like they're like late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Right when you're starting to turn down your drinking, you know?
Like when your hangover really start hitting, like you really do.
You're like, I don't really want to do this no more. But we still have that one friend. Our Delta friend.
Yes.
Is shot o'clock.
God damn it, shot clock.
Listen, shot o'clock.
That shot o'clock will get you fucked up.
If she's around, you gotta be prepared for shot o'clock.
Nigga, keep your shit on a swivel.
So do I know this Delta friend?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. Continue.
Okay. All right. Shout out to her.
But she also is on this vibe.
Yeah.
Like turning down a little bit, but she's still turned up. Anyways. So it was my first thought. So I was like, okay, I get this. Then the girl messed up the drink. Because it wouldn't have tasted as nasty if the bitch didn't add orange juice.
Why she gotta be a bitch though?
Because that's how I felt about the orange juice.
Okay. Carry on. You don't know her individually, so I get it.
And out of all those choices that was there, she didn't see all the other bottle options. You said, I'm gonna put orange juice. No.
You sound more upset about the orange juice than the Everclear.
I am.
Mr. Smith, I need you to hear this. She is more upset about
because at least you know the Everclear is gonna burn your shit. You know that it's gonna be like, oh my god. You at least know you're getting some type of liquor. You expecting hopefully a decently tasting drink that's strong liquor flavor. I'm pretty sure they got strong ass orange flavor, weird ass lemonade flavor, and then the alcohol, not Everclear, rubbing alcohol flavor.
Baby, the way they look on their face, that is straight liquor.
You asked me what mine.
I'm about to say, I agree. I'm not disagreeing. I appreciate your opinion. I respect black women.
Really? That was your go-to answer right now?
It's funny though. All right, but no, it's just in my mind. I'm like, dog. When I first saw this video, I just knew something like, okay, this is like interesting. Go to. Apparently, it's like a company that creates like something you can take for like hangovers. But basically, the minute that everybody kept bringing up Allie, I'm like, yo, who the fuck is Allie?
Oh, I was waiting for Allie.
And then when she rolled up, I didn't know what liquor she was going to pour at first because it's like everybody was like, dog, we just trying to look out. You just ever had that one friend that's like, nigga, you do not make the drinks tonight. You gonna get us killed. You do not get to touch the liquor cabinet.
Yes, we got lots of friends like that.
So literally when that happened, all of a sudden it was like Allie walks up. I'm thinking, oh, maybe she might get some vodka, like some tequila, something that's gonna go with what's already mixed in there. I'm hoping. When she pulled out almost a full bottle of Everclear and damn near put like not a half, but maybe like a third of the bottle in there, what the fuck they think was gonna happen? And Shawty, who shook up the mixed drink and already knew what was about to happen, you ain't shit because you could have warned your friends.
She tasted it on her fingers.
So you could have saved your friends. Huh.
She most definitely could taste it on her fingers when she shook it up and it spilled on her hand. She could taste that shit. You could probably smell that shit too.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
That's what he said.
Wow.
Oh, that's nasty.
Mrs. Smith, do you have any thoughts about this video?
The same thing you said. As soon as everybody just kept saying, because of Allie, I'm like, all right, who is this Allie and what happened? Then so like as I'm looking at the video, like one, the guy with the glasses look like he runs he's like a business analyst at a Fortune 500 company and they got some money or something like that. But then it's like you said, everybody was just like, I'm worried about Allie. Like everybody else is like, screw what I'm going to do. I'm worried about her. Then you get to Allie and Allie is like, I'm going for the most hardest thing ever. I'm going to go for the Everclear, right? Now, as someone who has used Everclear in his drinks before.
I think it was a cup, like a Captain Pop.
But like you might spray bottle that shit.
True.
I mean, I would do like a shot, maybe a shot and a half at the most, because it's like you just said, it burns. Like you got to make sure you rationalize because otherwise your stomach will not recover. But not only did she not do that, I think she poured maybe like a full cup's worth of that. Like she poured it like 2 or 3 times. So, and it wasn't the Everclear was the 150 proof. No, it's the 190. It's the 190. Come on now. So you have that with the orange juice and the lemonade and the Sprite and it was like, oh, my stomach just turned just looking at it. But Allie, outside of the breakup, what is going on in your week that you have to use that much Everclear?
That much.
She's trying to erase the whole relationship.
I feel like using that much Everclear is the epitome of Thanos with all Infinity Stones doing the snap. Like he just wants to erase. She just wants to erase half of the night right then and there.
Also, I feel like your friends are worried about you.
like your friends are slightly terrified of you. They know that you might be an alcoholic. If you don't know who the alcoholic is in your friend group, you're the alcoholic.
Well, this is a good question. Who is the... Oh, wait. Never mind. I figured it out. I know who it is in our friend group. I was about to ask who it was, but I just remember who it was. Okay, continue.
How about say it's not anybody on this podcast? I can tell you that.
No. I know who it is now. I had to think because I was like, who's the person that always either will go hard or won't do anything at all? And I was like, oh, wait, I remember who it was. Okay, we're good.
But yeah, so you know what happened? And in some universe, this is probably connected, but it's not. Culture scientists, have you ever seen someone have a really bad breakup or someone find out that someone is cheating and someone took it really bad? Have you ever heard of someone using a fucking flamethrower to go after a person who messed up your relationship?
What did he say?
Hey. I don't know. Mr. Smith, play the clip.
Oh, yo, look, yo, bro, look. Yo, nah, son got a flamethrower, bro. Nah, yo. Nah, what the fuck? You about to burn her, bro? Yo, what the? I ain't never seen no shit like this, bro. Nah, what the fuck, bro? Son. Yo, someone's gonna burn it, bro.
The boyfriend is taking the girlfriend back down the street.
Nah, she should leave that nigga, yo.
I'm trying to find out how the fuck he caught on fire.
This nigga had a flamethrower. Why are you still so close to him? While he is throwing the flames, you need to be.
I feel like he probably told her, "You better stay your ass right here."
No, the fuck, I'm not.
You gonna tell a nigga with the flamethrower where you are and aren't going?
Yes.
You gonna end up looking like a dude from Mortal Kombat, looking toasty.
Listen. She had time to run the fuck away. She did. Play that shit back. Restart. Let's analyze this.
Okay. Oh, we're going into it early. What the fuck studios? Cue the music.
So he's running.
Yes.
She's running after him.
She is chasing after a boy. My man is chasing the dude who she cheated with. And my man is running. Like, circle in right here on the man right here. He is literally going over the speed bump. That is a big ass speed bump, by the way.
It's a big ass speed bump.
But then he literally turns back around with the flamethrower. It's like, yo, you don't say shit. We're gonna go back to the house.
Why the fuck would you go back to the house with a man with a fucking flamethrower?
He got too close.
You just attacked a person with the flamethrower. Why are you chasing the
I'm telling you right now, when he points the flamethrower at your head, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna be shook? You gonna run away?
I'm not running back to that house. I'm not running back to that place. That shit is no longer my property. That shit is no longer my shit.
No.
You're going back with the popo.
Because I promise you, he ain't gonna let my man has already shot a flamethrower at somebody. He is not gonna let you get away.
Listen, when you watch that video, homegirl,
yes,
they show that he has the flamethrower going, and the boyfriend or whoever, the cheater dude, whatever, is running down the street.
Did you not see the
rain? Right? Running down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, running down the street. They have the flame.
Mm-hmm.
By the time that he would have turned around with the flame, she could have ran away. But no, she's chasing after him. I don't give two flying flips. If the man clearly was already away, you got to worry about yourself. You put yourself in this predicament. So you're the dummy going back with this man.
Well, my thing is, if you ever in any type of long-term relationship that you have met somebody that owns a working flamethrower, you already know this man is crazy. So you already know that whatever you do, you got to handle the crazy, like, certainly, because we don't even know what else the fuck he got. My nigga got the DLC from Halo. He got the fucking, what's that beam gun, Mr. Smith?
Oh, the laser cannon?
Yes. Motherfucker probably got a laser cannon in the trunk. Mr. Smith, what are your thoughts?
I understand where culture scientist is coming from, but I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna be that asshole. I'm sorry. I don't think she can outrun this man getting away, because she barely could keep up with him when he was running to put the flamethrower on the cheater guy. So by that point, by the time she would have turned around and got back, I feel like he would have caught up with her. Maybe probably by the time she got to the end of the block. I agree with culture scientist though. That is no longer my stuff. That is yours. I am not going back because nigga, you got a whole ass flamethrower. And as somebody who has done a homemade flamethrower with a can of oil sheen and a lighter, this man has a cannon. I'm not touching that at all. I'm going to stay far away because I am not about to turn into Scorpion's toasty fatality. I am not about to turn into the human torch. I am not about to turn into the human flamethrower. I'm going, fam, you got it. I know my limitations. I'm going to exit stage right, and I'm going to leave. Nope. When you have time to make a flamethrower, that's all I need to know. I'm good. You got it, fam. You out.
Dog. I'm mad because it was like you know, like, oh, people like make it like, oh, it's like hyperbole. No, this nigga had a fucking flamethrower. Coach Scientist, I promise you, I will never be that crazy. I would hope you would never be that crazy. Listeners, if you ever hear that I burned up and they never found the body, just know she found that flamethrower. Just know that it was her. There ain't no investigation.
I can't. I don't ever want to be that crazy lady. My only personal.
You know what? Ain't no transition. Mr. Smith, it's been a while. Go ahead and play the music.
So this one, as we always say, will not be long. I'm only honestly just going to hit maybe about 3 different organizations or associations, I guess you could say. So for the NBA, I don't know if we covered it, but if we didn't, the Boston Celtics beat the Dallas Mavericks and won the championship. And I mean, it wasn't even close. They monkey stopped the shit out of Dallas. Dallas got 1 game. The epitome of Boston beating Dallas was the epitome of Denver beating. Actually, no, I can't even say that because at least when Denver beat the Lakers kept it close every game except for that 1 game we beat them. But Boston beat the brakes off Dallas every single game. So, what is his first name? Jaylen Brown ended up getting MVP over Jason Tatum, and that was the correct answer because Jaylen Brown was dog walking the niggas by himself almost. So yeah, it's great. Also, shout out to Jason Tatum for getting 1, a championship. 2, he's getting ready to play for the Olympics, which I'm gonna talk about in a second. And 3, getting Ella Mae pregnant and in secret, and nobody knew about it until he won the championship. No, my brother,
he hit all the light-skinned side quests in 1 year.
Light-skinned side quests?
Yeah, no, it's like part of the DLC. It's like Elden Ring. Like you get a DLC of challenges and quests you got to do.
Wow.
I'm about to say, what's the name of his son? Deuce or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm about to say you gotta have a little brother or sister, man.
Hey yo, this nigga said light-skinned side quest. I'm weak. So now we get into the draft, and there wasn't really anything that really stood out from the draft in the first round. Like there were some names, but they didn't really have star power like it used to be back in the day, at least to me. The biggest one that came out was, of course, LeBron James' son, who went 55th overall to the Lakers. I'm going to say that again. 55th overall. That means he was in the second round. I need people to stop making this a big deal. The Lakers already said that they were going to probably do that. And it's not like they spent a first-round pick on him because he was not a first-round pick. I agree with that. But if they have a second-round pick and they're going to use it to keep LeBron in the Lakers uniform, I do the same thing. The same exact way that Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. played on the same team, the same exact way that these executives transition their duties and their money and their legacy to their son on these big corporations. This man just did that for his son. I don't see what the problem is. But everybody's like, oh my God, Bronny took a spot from somebody who deserved it. 55th overall? You sure about that? Are you positive? Because I don't know about that. Within that, it's crazy to think that this season, there is some time, I don't know when, that Bronny and LeBron will play on the same floor at the same time. That is going to be weird as hell. Because I remember when Bronny was like 3 and was sitting on the sideline with his dad. And to go from that to your dad still being relevant and mentally and physically able to play at a high level that you can play with your son. That is wild. And I hope it happens when they come to play the Wizards because I want to be there and see it firsthand. That shit's going to be fun. If I see Bronny throw a lob to his dad in a game, I'm going to be like, yo, this really fucking happened. I don't know how to feel about this. Like this my brain cannot compute because this was supposed to be Michael and Marcus Jordan, but
we don't talk about that.
Anywho, so yeah, people let Bronny develop. Do not give him the same expectations as his dad because he is not his dad. Let him develop. He's probably gonna play in the G League a good portion of the time anyway, and let him rock. He'll be fine. Okay, he's gonna have bumps and bruises. Same exact way Caitlin Clark had some bumps and bruises when she was a first overall. Let him develop. It's a different game from college, and he's gonna be just fine. Speaking of the NBA, the Olympic squad is set up, and like we said, looks like the freaking Avengers. But it's hilarious because as of the time of this recording, the breaking news that came out today was that Kawhi Leonard is not going to play for the Olympics because the Clippers said, we think it's in your best interest for you to prepare for the upcoming season rather than you to play during the summer for your country. And to that I say, this nigga's done. That knee is never going to heal because I know it's his knee.
I'm about to say, my question is, when do we start having this conversation of he's what Brandon Roy could have been?
No, he's already there. He has what? 2 rings?
I'm saying this is what Brandon Roy could have been if his knee lasted maybe a little bit longer.
But even still, I feel like Brandon Roy would have been eons better than him if he stayed healthy, right? And yes, Kawhi got 2 rings because he was a lockdown defender and played against the best. 1 with the Spurs. Granted, he did have an all-star cast with Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker and a lot of other people. But then he did it with the Raptors. And to be fair,
I'm about to say, you better put them qualifiers on it.
To be fair, KD tore his Achilles in that elimination game.
Yes, and
Klay
Thompson
tore his ACL in the same game. So it's like the same way everybody puts an asterisk on LeBron in the bubble championship is the same way I would put an asterisk in the Raptors. Not to say that they still wouldn't beat the Wizards at full strength, because let's be clear, Kawhi was locking KD slightly up, but that didn't help like his case. But since then, he has not been the same person on the Clippers. And for him to, I guess, be this all-star caliber player that everybody's like, oh, he's going to be the LeBron stopper, blah, 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 whatever. He has not been the same. I don't care what anybody says. That man probably will not sniff a championship for the rest of his career because he cannot stay healthy. And that's not a knock to him. I really blame Zaza Pachulich because that nigga, that bitch-ass nigga.
Hey.
You just saying that because he was a Warrior. That's
No. You don't. I'm glad he did it.
You're such an ass. Because you knew Kawhi was locking y'all up.
It would have went 7 games instead.
It would have went 5. What are you talking about? It would have went 5. What are you talking about?
The Warriors would have won that series.
Spurs were beating them by damn near 15.
That is one game. How many times have you seen the Warriors get blown out in a series and come back and win?
I've seen it a lot of times, but you didn't have an answer for Kawhi that series. A young, healthy Kawhi, when he wasn't young, but he was healthy. A healthy Kawhi Leonard with Manu and Tony, and I think Tim might have been out by that point, but they beat y'all by like 20 points the first game. Then was damn near beating y'all with the same thing until Zaza did that thing.
Let's put it this way. Let's take this off air so we can continue. I'm sorry. I got to stop.
Oh, Lord. Anywho.
For the sake of the podcast and for the culture scientists.
That's fair.
I zoned out.
Yeah.
Completely.
Now it is going to be Derek White, a.k.a. the missing hairline poppy who went bald this season, who's going to take over his place. So,
hey, he embraced it. He on that Tony Baker treatment.
No words. So I'm worried about the lack of size that the U.S. has because outside of Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Bam Adebayo, you don't really have too many big men that you can run. And not to say that Kawhi was going to be a big man, but at least he could be a 3, maybe a stretch 4, small forward, power forward that could, extend the lengths. That way you don't have to resort to small ball. But at this point, you're pretty much going to have to resort to small ball, and that's not going to help when you're going against a Victor Wembanyama or Rudy Gobert or whatever. So, you just got to take it for what it is. To the WNBA, Asia Wilson's going to be MVP, and if she doesn't, then I got a problem with that because ain't no way. I'm
about to say,
ain't no way.
She that nigga.
Yeah, ain't no way. She if she don't get MVP, I think I it's gonna be a we riot at dawn type of treatment. Cause she that's locked up at this point. Barring any crazy circumstance, we doing that. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are fighting for Rookie of the Year, and Angel Reese set the record for most double doubles in a season, whereas Caitlin Clark recorded the first triple double in WNBA history. I can't remember if it was just for a rookie or all time.
I think it's a rookie.
Okay, that's what I thought. My vote for Rookie of the Year is Angel Reese because while Clayton Clark has these nice accolades as points, Angel Reese is an all-around better player with defense and rebounds and points and assists. Well, not assists. Caitlin got her with assists because Caitlin gets doubled. It can kick out to the open player. But Angel is better on defense and is better in the rebound game. So I feel like numbers-wise, it makes sense for Angel Reese to get the Rookie of the Year, but I guess we'll see. I feel like there's going to be some type of conspiracy, and Caitlin's going to get it because she gets more viewership for the WNBA than Angel. I don't know. It's going to be weird. Within that, I'm glad that a lot more people are paying more attention to the WNBA. I'm glad that they're able to actually get intro videos of them walking in with their outfits or whatever, like how the NBA is, like it's starting to really get to that equality stage so that when the next CBA comes, them salaries are going to start hitting millions, and that's going to be great for the game. So I'm looking forward to that, especially with the players that are coming out of college within the next couple of years, between Juju and Paige and I'm trying to remember the other one. I can't remember the other one. She's in the West. But between there's a good handful of talent, of quality talent that's going to be coming out within the next couple of years. So I'm looking forward to that. And then finally for the NFL, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this season pans out because as a Ravens fan, I'm like, Steelers, we got to worry about Russell Wilson, who's going to probably start shitting the bed probably by week 3. And Justin Fields is not going to get enough rep time to really take it to us, and our defense is pretty sound. Cleveland depends on when Deshaun Watson shows up, but I feel like we scared the living daylights out of him to the point where he probably will come up with some type of injury to sit out for that game. And then that leaves the Bengals, which depends on which Joe Burrow shows up. So I like our chances. But I really do. I want to see, one, how Aaron Rodgers plays this year because, it's Aaron Rodgers. I want to see if he actually can move or if he's just too old. And then 2, it'll be interesting to see how players adjust with this with their new teams, new seasons, because it's a lot of moving players, a lot of moving pieces with this salary cap. So it'll be interesting to see that, which I'll go back to the NBA for this last part. Those that are trying to shave off players to not hit the second apron tax bracket, it is interesting because I didn't never think I was going to see Paul George as the Philadelphia 76ers. I didn't never think I was going to see Klay Thompson outside of Warriors uniform. Hell, I didn't even think I was ever going to see DeMar DeRozan as a Sacramento King. But that's what's happening. That is what's happening. Yeah. The fact that Klay was like, I don't care how much money you're going to throw at me. I do not like y'all and I'm leaving. Yeah, it made me smile a little bit, Brother X.
Sir, I will say some real reckless shit about LeBron James and Bronny right now. Don't test me. I'm very sensitive about this subject. I promise you. I will say some shit that might get me canceled. You were supposed to have Paul George, but the fucking Clippers didn't want to play ball. We don't have to talk about it.
Well, now you can hate the Clippers just like we do.
The Clippers have been irrelevant since Steph Curry took Chris Paul's ankles.
I was about to say, I thought you was going to say the Darius Miles and Oliver Candy, but okay, you want to go more recent. Got it.
That we'll have another day to talk about my Warriors, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but outside of that, if you want to have any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to learn more about the NFL, especially with the upcoming season, hit up my boy Red Wolf on his YouTube and his Instagram. His links will be in the description below.
Thank you. Plenty of the music. All right, listeners, we're going to go ahead and hop into this now, mind you. We got some stuff we want to play catch up on. I know we've said this like 3 times, but, we had to run it back again like Kendrick did at the Pop Out concert. Kendrick's most recent victory laps or back-to-back victory laps one has unfolded in multiple layers. One where he actually had the pop out concert, which I don't know about you, culture scientists. I got my entire life from the beginning all the way to where he performed because, whoo,
I thought it was great.
yes.
People were like, he didn't have to do it that many times. I think it was a point though. Like,
It was like, no. You need to know I ran this shit.
They were like, oh, it was overplayed. Nah, it got better each time. Like, stop denying it. It's okay. You don't have to like it. It's not for you to like. But me growing up in Vegas and being really more of the West Coast side of things and understanding who Tommy the Clown was and Crumpin and everything, and then just being like the full West Coast vibe, I got my entire life. I felt like I was in high school again, and I was very happy in freshman year of college.
Yeah, man, it was just a beautiful thing. I'll tell you one of my favorite highlights before we briefly talk about the part where Kendrick came in. Dog, I know Mr. Smith. I'm sure you may have seen it in playback or whatever. When DJ Mustard brought out Tyler Creator, and my man blew the roof off of his performance. My man only did maybe 2 or 3 songs, and killed it. And I was like, yo, I know something on our bucket list because I'm claiming your bucket list is my bucket list, Mr. Smith. Mm-hmm. We need to get to a Tyler the Creator concert because that shit, I know is different live.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure if he was. So again, it just depends on what Tyler wants to do because I don't know if he still does stuff from Bastard, Goblin, or Wolf. He might do still stuff from Wolf. But of course, that was like his depressed stage. And then once he turned to Cherry Bomb and trying to remember what came first, was it Igor or was it Flower Boy? I think it was Flower Boy that came. No, it might be.
No, Igor.
Yeah. So to go from Cherry Bomb to Igor to Flower Boy to Call Me When You Get Lost. Again, if there are songs if he went through the entire album of Call Me When You Get Lost, and hell, you could do Goblin or Wolf. If I hear Parking Lot or trying to remember, I think the song was called Rusty. If I hear that in the concert, I'm gonna lose my shit. Because I'm sorry, that's one of my favorite songs of his. But yeah, I his energy, and it didn't help that he's from California. So when that came out, I was like, oh, he at home too. Oh yeah. Oh, they about to go stupid, and they did. They did exactly what I thought they were gonna do, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I got my kicks out of that.
Yeah, it was just him when he pulled out YG and YG came out and performed. But what we really need to talk about is when my man brought out Ab Soul and rap, which I still, in my personal, not everybody else's maybe, but my personal favorite song for the entire beat, 616 in LA.
Same.
When he rapped it back and forth with Ab Soul, nigga, that shit brought a tear to my eye. And then when he brought out the rest of Black Hippie, which was Schoolboy Q, J Rock, oh, phenomenal. Did you have any other thoughts, Coach Science? I don't want to take over.
Oh no, I was very happy. I was happy all around.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Smith?
I felt like it was the end of a movie where the hero done beat the villain and is literally getting a celebration and praise because it was so blackety black. It felt great. It felt like he was at homecoming, and it just everything just transpired in the right spot. The fact that this nigga, there were so many hidden nuggets that you had to go back and look at it over and over and over and over again. When that man did Not Like Us, and the first 2 times when he got to A minor, that man hit the Drake Hotline Bling dance. I said, oh shit, that's funny. That's hilarious. And he hit that shit. But that song has got to be lit when you literally can play the beginning of it and you not rap a single word. And the crowd just takes it from beginning all the way to A minor. Then they cut it. And then he does it again. And when them dancers came out, I said, oh. And then it's crazy when you have such an anthem. NBA players are coming out damn near crip walking.
Mm.
Them niggas went back to their high school days on that damn stage. I was like, Russ, you are way too big to be doing that.
You got non-crip walking people trying to crip walk, okay? Like my coworkers are trying to do it today, okay?
Wait, no. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I had to make sure she was black first, yes, because that's a prerequisite. Because Lord, let me find someone white trying to crip walk.
Nah.
You better keep that two-step.
Hey,
that line dance. What they do with like the cowboy ones? No, it don't even matter. We're talking about Kendrick Lamar. Go back to what you said.
But then to go from that to the music video, first of all, that intro song, fire. That was fire. But then I don't know. It just every time you watch the video, it just got better and better. And it was like even the small little hometown spots that he hit where old girl was, I don't know if she was crumping or what in that Chinese food spot. And then the I'm sorry, chef's fucking kiss. When he brings Whitney and the two kids in the frame and Whitney starts crip walking, I said, all right, yep, this nigga won. He already won.
It's like, my man literally was like it's not enough for me to win. Like, I need for you to understand everything that you said. No. But what about this? Here's the answer. It's like, dog, you got to answer for everything? Dog, she was getting it. And then, I don't know if you're going to get to this, but the fact that he made the director, and it says at the end of it, both at the pop out and the video, it had Dave Free as like executive producer, and then as director, Dave Free. I'm like, oh, you even addressed that? Dog, Drake. Like, I remember seeing a video because the video dropped right around the time of the all-white party for Michael Rubin.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a picture of him, Michael Rubin, and Drake. And Drake looked like that nigga looked like a tired dad who just got off a double shift. He just looked so defeated.
Again, what we have been telling Drake for years. You can have issues and beef with anybody. Meek, Pusha T, the Migos, who cares? This is one. It is the epitome of you being in high school and you say that quiet kid over there. Do not fuck with him. You can fuck with anybody else. Don't fuck with that quiet kid. You don't want them problems. And Drake said, "You know what? I'm gonna do it anyway." It was like, all right, we're gonna warn you one more time. You don't want to do it. He did it anyway. You know, at a certain point, we just was like, well, Drake, you're trying, and we applaud your effort. But again, you're punching above your weight class. Mm-hmm. You are Manny Pacquiao. This nigga's Mike Tyson. You can throw the combinations all you want. This nigga's throwing haymakers. And that is legitimately what happened. Yeah, that video gave me such great life. And as much as I love the video, I just love listening to the pop out and hearing the crowd.
Yes.
Yo, not like us. It just like I've been actually walking around my neighborhood getting my 2 miles in, and as I'm listening, I'm just like, yo, I just feel like an energy within me. It's the matter of fact, it's the equivalent of when we saw Black Panther for the first time, and you just had that renewed spirit.
I like that analogy. I like that.
You know, like you had that renewed spirit, like, yo, these niggas don't understand. Like, we got that power within us. To see that crowd and how electric it was. Shout out to Tazwell, by the way. Because I saw on his Instagram story.
We were hard body hating. When he, like, I saw it the day after, I'm like, oh, you ain't shit.
So I was like, to just be a fly in that room and feel the energy in that room. And I agree with you. When Absol got on stage and that nigga started rapping 616 in LA, I said, yo, why do I feel like I am right there with them? And I am all the way over here. And it just, you gonna make me watch it again now. I have that shit on YouTube saved. So you gonna make me watch it again.
But we're gonna leave that there. We're not going to hit it for the 6th time like Kendrick. But you know what I do want to do? Take a moment to do. We don't often get a chance to do a follow-up to stories that we've discussed on the podcast, but a few weeks back or a few episodes back, we talked about a teacher who went viral because of a video of him having students doing his hair. And there was a lot of discord and conversation on social media about whether or not it was appropriate and what is the relationship of like teachers and students and what's appropriate and inappropriate, and where does that line kind of get kind of blurry when it comes to certain demographics and certain children. So according to reports and him, the guy himself, the man's name is Marquise White. He has actually been, I want to say after the investigation that happened, he was actually going to be allowed to come back to work in August following the investigation by the superintendent office, which I'm not going to get too much into it from a teacher standpoint, but I still want to echo what I said before. There is a certain level of relationship building you have to build with students, especially with Black and brown students, African-American students, I'm being more specific, where that line of like, you got to have no deep level connection, you got to be the teacher and they're the student, doesn't always work, because a lot of times in order to get some of these students to buy into actually wanting to learn and trying their best and thinking about these things that they're supposed to actually be at school for, they have to feel like you actually care about them and you're not just another person that's trying to talk at them and not talk to them, if that makes sense. So for that to happen and people are questioning the integrity of these people, do I think, I'm not a big person on social media when it comes to my teaching, but do I think that for some kids it resonates? Yes, of course. Am I for it? Yes. Do I think there are some outlandish things that teachers may do? Yeah. But I also know that there's Teachers Day Off, or there's a couple different podcasts and like social media pages that are very genuinely good resources. Like I know I follow another page where it's like reasons why I won't go back to the classroom, and these are like very real stories. And if you're not in education, you're not in the trenches on a day-to-day basis, you'll never fully understand what's going on. Just like for me, I could have a very basic knowledge of what the cultural sciences does. I don't know all the terminology. She'd be kind of confusing me with the big words, but I can understand it, but I will never fully understand what it takes for her to explain all the different research studies that she goes over or how she interacts with different potential patients. You got to fully understand that it is not as cut and dry as you should be able to, you should teach and you should have like clear boundaries. Yes, but also, but that's just me. Did y'all have any other thoughts?
I'm with you. I'm like, again, I didn't really see anything bad in the original video. I mean, if you want to talk about, hygiene, because it's like, oh, you don't know where his hair is or whatever, then okay, then you can just wear gloves. If you want to talk about, okay, you should be recording minors, all right, but it's like Brother X said, it's about building bonds for students to buy into what you're teaching them in order to be successful. Those that are amazing teachers, they have those bonds to where the students be like, you know what, I'm gonna listen to you because you inspire me. Teacher Bay has that all the time. Brother X has that. I have certain teachers that I can distinctly remember, like I bought into what they were doing because I understood it. Shout out to Mrs. Newton from my senior year of English. I think Miss Brown, well, she's married now, but back then she was Miss Brown, my 11th grade government teacher. And then Mrs. Nelson, which is my 3rd grade teacher. Like their teaching style and what they did had a big impact on how I am today. But for those parents and those that are in this mindset of nowadays, it's like, oh, you need to do it. Just get it done. I don't care how it's done. Oh, but you can't do it that way. But you got to get it done anyway. But you can't do it this way. So I don't know how you're going to do it, but you can't do it these other ways. It's like, well, how are they supposed to do it? So I agree. Like it, obviously, if it's that many people that want to do his hair, that means that they have bought into his teaching methods. They have bought into his teaching style. They have bought into his message. So what's the problem? But teach his own. I'm glad he's able to work again. I'm sure there's going to be a little level of there's going to be a microscope, or not a microscope, but a magnifying glass on him for the rest of his life, because like, well, how do you feel? Like the news is going to ask, well, how do you feel about this? And blah, 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 whatever. It's like, just let him go back to what he was doing. That's all he wants. He just wants his life. That's it. And money, but his life.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, we're just going to move on to things that are more important. Like, what in the world was New York doing before said situation? So, listen, before we go any further, I need to make sure that this is very clear. I'm sure that there is more to this story, but the video that popped up on my not Instagram, Twitter feed caught me by surprise because apparently the mayor of New York City just announced that the city will now use trash cans. I'm gonna say that again. The mayor of New York City just announced that the city will now start using trash cans. So my question is, what the fuck were they like? So y'all just never thought about this beforehand? So y'all was just purposely leaving trash out on the streets like that?
The display that he just did, though, he just makes it look so important. Why is there a special box? Why is there a special place for the trash can to go? Like when they for the display. It's really weird. I'm sorry.
Like, dog, I
thought he was about to.
And then he got somebody up about throwing some trash in the trash. What are we doing? Like New York, y'all never gonna beat those allegations, man. Like, I will never understand why that's not a thing. And maybe we need to ask somebody who lives in New York what they're thinking, but what in the world? Mr. Smith, do you have any thoughts?
I agree. I'm trying to figure out like what they were doing beforehand. I mean, I could always go with the stereotypical answer of, oh, niggas just had their trash bags out on the street. But I don't want to be exactly how people were with the last story with the teacher and just assume and put in my 2 cents. I would like to ask a New York person from different areas, because I cannot just expect the same people from New York City, from the same people from Buffalo, New York, and the same people from the suburbs, Queens, and there's obviously different variations of this or different. We don't know all the information, but for those that weren't using trash cans, how do y'all deal with that smell? Because if you're talking about everybody on a block has trash bags out at the same time of different nationalities, different food spices, different variations, boy, that block must have been fire when it came to that smell. And the fact that y'all have done that for so long, I know y'all are accustomed to it. And it's funny to talk about where it's like, oh, you guys are now just using trash cans in the year of our Lord 2024. But why? how did we get here? And what I want to, there's so many follow-up questions, but I'll just leave you with this. Let me know if Oscar comes out of there because we need to talk to him.
Hey. Oscar got to live somewhere, man. They need to gentrify the trash cans for him.
Yeah.
But speaking of things that I don't know how to explain this, but Coach of Scientist, I just want you to watch this video and just tell me your thoughts. Mr. Smith, play the clip.
Hey y'all, it's Nurse Rachel, okay? I'm going to show you something and it's probably going to break the internet. So this comes with a full viewer discretion is advised. Okay, we're going to show you a picture and then we're going to go over it. Hold your breath. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. Wait. Now, before you ask, this was not a cheerleading accident or a mishap at ventriloquist camp, okay? This instead is a 15-inch long silicone fun toy, 4 inches wide, a man inserted into his rectum. Breathe. I'm just going to let you look at it again, okay? I'm saying, I thought sticking your foot in your mouth was a bad idea, okay? This is a don't. All right? Just take that in. Man, the doctors...
He did take it in.
Had their work cut out for him. They took a real hands-on approach. Had to use a lot of elbow grease. It's got to really hand it to him. I'll stop. Do you think when the patient retells this story, he goes, this one time at hand camp? What the... He survived. He's doing great. Otherwise, I would not share it. This is absurd. All I'm saying, this is a warning to y'all. Get something with a flared base so it can't go all the way in, okay? Because otherwise, maybe instead of this, just do intermittent fasting. Do intermittent fasting. Why?
It was easy.
Mr. Smith, I know we got in the budget because we haven't done it in a while. Play my What the Fuck studio music. Ma'am, sir, what were you doing?
I just wanted to have some fun.
You want to have fun? Nigga got hit with the Thanos punch.
Well, I didn't think I could use the human hand, so I felt if I used my dill toy, it would have been fun. And I didn't have to worry about manual from somebody else.
My man got hit with the hand from the Super Smash Brothers video game. Like, sir, what? 4 inches? What? Like, how? Like, dog, like you can literally give yourself, like you can even grab onto what you're eating for lunch. Like, seriously, why on God's green earth are you doing this? Like, I know that can't be comfortable. And then here come her silly ass talking about intermediate fisting. Like, what is we doing? Like, I really hope this is like a fabricated story and it's just done for comedy purposes.
I think so.
Like, I know we have said some stories, but good God.
It really does look like somebody put his entire fist up somebody, though.
Like, dog, that is full forearm.
Very.
Like what on God's green? Oh. See, this is why we don't do What the Fuck Studios, because shit like this happens and then we be in here. I'm sorry. All right, Mr. Smith, you have any thoughts?
So the jokes that this lady was throwing in there, beautiful, bravo. The comedic timing, everything, hands-on approach for that. The only thing I'll say to this is, I want to go to the person and just say, so what made you decide you wanted to get black power in your booty hole?
What the fuck?
Just what? How did we get here? Were you bored? Were you bored and you just said, you know what, Black Lives Matter, so does my booty hole? Like, how did we get here? Like, I got so many questions.
Like, someone just held their arm up in the air and it was just like, you know what? I want that in my rectum.
Yeah, there's so many times where a woman has said, "Oh my God, girl, his thing was like a baby leg. It was like a forearm. Like, oh my God, but you took that literally." And I think we need to get the redheaded assassin to do some extra research on this and talk to his.
Hey, we gonna leave him alone.
No, not him doing this. I'm saying like he needs to talk to some people that he can get to and ask about this video and get some opinions on this, because I never in the history of niggerdom did I ever think that I would see black power in the booty hole. That was not on my bingo card in the year of our Lord 2024. So again, and the follow up to this is, how do you explain this? How do you explain that you have a fist dildo in your booty hole trying to get it out?
Like, dog, this shit seems like, because one, you gotta get somebody to drive you to the hospital, because ain't no way you gonna drive to the hospital with a fist in your ass. Like, ain't no way. Like, that don't make no kind of sense.
No. None at all. But more power to the person. I will leave them with this. I hope you are doing okay, and above all else, power to the people, or power to the booty. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead.
Dog, I know his shit come out like a faucet at this point.
I mean, no. Even that was too far even for me. Yep, I'm gonna keep it to myself. We're gonna move
all
on.
right. We just gonna move on. We just gonna move on. So what we're gonna do now is actually finish up with our last, not story, but I thought it was a cool little post I saw on Twitter. It was a question post. Shout out to Sharon, whoever you are. They posed a question of, what is the worst thing I don't know why to say true or dare, but truth or dare game has made you do or witness? They had some very interesting replies. Mr. Smith, let's go through some of these. So one person said, did you want to read it? I can read it.
You can go ahead.
I'm about to say, one of my followers got a kiss that led to a relationship and later serious character development.
I don't know how to take that.
It probably ended badly that made them a better person afterwards.
Oh.
Me and my guy went out of school to a game night. It was my turn. I picked Dare, and my guy told me to go back to school. Oh shit!
Oh, damn. I would have spit water out right there.
Oh yeah, no, you gonna tell me I gotta go back? You don't want to be around me? Oh yeah, no, relationship done. Another one said my ex was there to slap me, and she gave me a resounding jaw shifting slap. It felt like it was more than the game.
Wow.
Like that nigga's like, she hates you. She really hates you, dog. Another one said, a birthday party I went to in school, we started this truth and dare game. The celebrant, I never heard that being used for the name of a person whose birthday. Okay. The person whose birthday was dared me to go in the room with her. And when we got there, she sucked the life out of the D that day.
Oh, she had intention. She said, "Oh, I'm on demon time. Let's go."
She wanted that sunny delight, is what she did. All right, here's another one.
Bravo. That was good. That was a good one.
A friend at a party dared me to kiss his girlfriend, and when I pecked her, he insisted it had to be D. It was so weird because the two of them had a kid, but I did it anyway because I didn't want to pay the $20,000 fine.
Wait, what?
I need context.
Yeah, one, the dude, the friend's a cuck. Two, he's a deep cuck because he's insisting that it has to be passionate. And then three, $20,000 fine. How did we get here?
Exactly. You want to take a couple, Mr. Smith?
Sure. So, okay.
Wait, what?
Sorry, listeners. Me and Brother X have been looking at this for the first time, and this one says, why can't you people be bold enough and organize orgies instead of using truth or dare as an excuse? Cowards.
I mean, in a way, they're not wrong because there was a few people who did, you know what? Fuck, we might go into it later. Who knows? All right.
Oh, okay. At a house party, and one girl was just doing too much during the truth or dare. So when it was my turn, I dared her to go home.
Like, yo, nasty ass need to go home.
Damn. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. So that was pretty much majority of them. I got two that's still funny to me to this day. The first one, I'm gonna retract the names to protect the innocent. But one person was dared. Well, no, it was a truth game, right? And they did truth, right? And they said, "Is it true that?" And this is a woman we're talking about, mind you. Is it true that you fuck somebody with a dog collar and a leash on? And the person said, "Oh yeah, I did that." And I was like, "Wait, hold on."
You said that?
Hold the fuck up. Wait, I said, context. I'm first of all, you said it with no, like, I don't give a damn, which proud of you, but you're saying it like it's normal. The nigga fucked you with a dog collar and a leash. And she said, "Yeah, he put the dog collar on me. We walked around the living room and the bedroom, and then he did his thing." And I said, "Okay, I'm just gonna take this drink because I got nothing. I'm baffled." So that was always
really wanted to go doggy style.
Facts, right? Then the one that was to me one of the worst ones, or not worse in a sense, but it made me look at this person a different way. It was Truth or Dare in college, and it was me and like another guy and like 6 girls, right? One of the girls got the Truth or Dare, whatever. She went to the other girl. She said, "Truth or Dare." The girl was like, "Dare." She said, "I dare you to show me the most nastiest video in your phone, and you have to be in it." We was like, wait.
That ain't going to hit well. Somebody been plotting.
I said, well, okay. So the girl kind of froze for a second and looked at her, and you could tell like it was a process of like, do I beat this chick or do I stay in the game? Whatever. She was also intoxicated. Finally, the face just said, F it. So she went to her phone. And I'm sorry, this was post-college, but this was me going back to college while in my single days. And it was me and one other person and the sixth one, whatever. The girl brings out her phone, and in the phone, she is getting a train ran on her by 2 Qs, a Kappa, and an iota. And the only reason that I know this is because you can see the brands on everybody's arm.
Oh, damn.
It was okay. I feel a little uncomfortable right now. And she's like, "Does this make is this the nasty one I got? Does this fit the criteria?" And the girl was like, "Yeah." And then I'm gonna change the name because again, protect the innocent. But one of the girls goes and looks deep into the video. She says, "Is that Rodney?" And the girl says, "You know Rodney?" She says, "Hell yeah, I know that dick anywhere." I said, "Hey, yo, why am I here? Why am I here? I need to go home. I need an
adult. I need an adult."
So, yeah, between a dog collar and an orgy on a hidden video on the iPhone, there's been some times.
You know, and I'll finish on this. I won't go too crazy because Lord knows Mr. Smith, you know where I'm going with this. There are two games that I'm good with. It is pool and card games. Those are my two criteria. Like, I'm pretty damn good in both of these things. So it's not necessarily truth or dare, but y'all are familiar with the game Kings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go a little tame at first. One time, this is what happened to me and some people who were playing. It was me, Mr. Smith, and a couple of people. And this one friend who we won't name because I'll protect the innocent because I'm sure he's done some ignorant stuff like this at another time. So we're gonna protect him.
You sure? Not even close. Yes, he's done ignorant shit.
I was trying to be ambiguous about it. But said person decides that part of this game, Kings, where you had a rule, or he had basically, it's like the equivalent of having to do a dare. Whenever a certain card was picked up, if I remember correctly, everyone who was playing the game had to ship an article of clothing.
Yep.
Needless to say, a certain person, I had to wear their cut off jean shorts. Not one of my proudest moments. It was not one of my proudest moments.
Oh, I'm so glad I was on the opposite side of that circle.
Oh man, just wild times. But it does remind me of another time where, like I said, listeners, I am phenomenal at card games, especially Kings. There was a time where someone was running their mouth, hadn't learned their lesson yet, had made a rule about the guys having to do lap dances on a chair at a certain person's house.
This one. Okay.
So they dared us to do that. When I was like, all right now, you keep fucking with me, something bad gonna happen to you. So literally what happened was the next time I pulled a card, I pulled a king, which is the one who basically gets to dare everybody. And I literally said, all right, every time, I think it was either every time a guy pulls a card or every time there was a black card pulled, that certain people who were playing the game had to suck on a piece of ice sexually for like 10 seconds. Listeners, I'm not an asshole sometimes, but when you pick a fight with me on certain things, you're not going to win. Needless to say, it was a very funny evening. Nope, that stays in the black box because I feel like there may have been, we're just going to leave that there. Listeners, I say all that to say, be very careful when you play Truth or Dare or any type of dare type of games because that shit will end badly for a lot of you. Or you can end up with your pants around your ankles running down the street. Who knows? Who knows?
Or you can come out from a room with four. Never mind.
Good time.
I wonder how that girl's doing now that I think about that. Because that was an interesting night to see her come out with 4, I'm not going to give the Greek organization up, but 4 fraternity members at a paddle.
Right.
And me and another person, all we did was get another cup and we're just like, well, I mean, what happens here stays here. So we just gonna exit stage left and go to the party because we saw nothing, we hear nothing. We just gonna go this way. Good times.
Oh man. But listeners, thank you for listening to us babble and run on for however long this episode is. We're very grateful that you guys understand and were patient with us. Shout out to Cousin, who gave us the encouragement to continue with the pod and everything like that. But yeah, man, we just in a spot, man. As we kind of continue with the podcast isn't going anywhere. But I'm also getting to the point now where we're not going to continue to force episodes if we don't really necessarily have all the stuff that we want to do to give you a quality product. But just know we won't come with the funnies. We're going to come with the ignorance. And we got more stuff for you. So, I mean, our schedule may be a little wonky during the summertime, but hopefully we'll get back more consistently once we kind of re-equipped ourselves, man. Because, you know, we getting older now. I mean, Mr. Smith, he's like 36 or 37. Coach the Scientist, like 35. I'm like 29. Who knows, man?
Did you just call Culture Scientist Diddy to you? Is that what you just did?
That is not what I did. We will not do that about my wife. I will not let that stand.
That's why you better defend your queen. Defend your queen.
I will defend her to the ends of the earth. But yeah, man, just thank you, listeners, for all your support, man. My transparent moment is stay away from the special toys, especially the ones that don't have like a flared bottom, so you can like remove them, like the court top. But no, in all seriousness, man, just continue to enjoy life, continue to enjoy the blessings and your peoples, love on your peoples, take time for yourself. But if you ever want to share stories with us or anything that we might find interesting, you want us to talk about on the podcast, you can always hit us up on our social media. You have the TNT Pod 123 on Twitter, Truth and Transparency Pod on Instagram, Truth and Transparency Pod on TikTok, the Truth and Transparency Podcast on Facebook, and finally, the Truth and Transparency Podcast on YouTube. And you can always hit up our email at truthandtransparencypod123@gmail.com. For the Coach of Scientists, for Mr. Smith, for myself, for all of our fans and supporters, if this podcast gets no bigger than what it is right now, they are forever grateful, we are forever grateful, and the immortal words of my father, eat the elephant one bite at a time. Peace.
Black power in the booty hole. They not like us. They not like us. They not
Damn
like
right.
us. Dog collar while you're getting it in. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Nigga, get the flamethrower.